Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, June 28th, 2025. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies, primarily right now. That consists of mostly cross-stitching. I do a little bit of sewing as well, and I'm starting to dip my toe ever so slightly into the pool of quilting. I also enjoy card making. I make greeting cards, gift tags, gift card holders, treat boxes, that kind of a thing. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in and see what I've been up to. Last week was a little crazy with wild animals and planes, so it's a little warmer today. So I've got the air on. Hopefully it's not too distracting, but it has to stay on. But I've got the doors shut, so hopefully nothing from the outside will distract us today. This week was better. I work at a youth development agency and we run summer camps. And the second week of camp went better than the first, as it should. I did wind up, for one of our programs, we do an overnight on Thursday. Last week, I was up until like 4:30 in the morning. I'm one of the, for lack of a better word, senior staff that stays outside, like adult that stays outside with the kids. And there's things that they have to do, and make sure that everybody is okay, make sure that only the people that are supposed to be in camp are in camp, and all of that. So I did that last week, and I was up till 4:30 in the morning, and then I woke up from my nap at 5:20. So last weekend was much harder for me to recover from. I took 3 naps on Friday. It was rough. This week we had fewer teens, so less that needed to be done, fewer evaluations. That's what the college director and the youth leader team does. They do evaluations on the teens that work the program. And so they do that when the teens can't see what they're writing because they're nosy. And so they do that in the evening. And then we all stay up together while everybody else is sleeping. And this time we were able to get into bed by 3:30. And I actually was able to comfortably sleep until, I woke up a couple times, but from about like 3:30-ish to about 6:15. So I went in with just a couple of two and a half hours sleep, roughly. And then I came home and I took a shower, laid down, and I slept for 3.5 hours. Then I came out to my room here and I made my niece a birthday card, and I did some stitching, and I do think I dozed off at one point with my stitching, but for the most part it was a much better time after that overnight. And today I have gone to Hobby Lobby, I've gone to lunch, so it's been better. That is the last one of the season that I have to stay overnight for, with the exception of our resident camp. That is, we leave 2 weeks from tomorrow. So, and then I'll be gone for basically a week from Sunday to Saturday. And then I should be done with that odd work schedule. Then I should be able to get back to normal with my work schedule. I'll probably get some extra time off because I'll be working for like 8 or 9 days straight, 24 hours a day. I also have a couple weeks vacation in August. So the rest of the summer should wrap up nice and tidy. So I'm excited about that. This week, I was able to get some stitching done. I did not have to stay as late each day this week as I did last week. So that was good. I have 2 new starts, no finishes. I do have a purchase, Stitchy wise, and then I have to show you my haul from Hobby Lobby today. And then I worked on some other things. So I'm moving along, quite happy with what I was able to get done this week. So we will just start off with my new starts. So I picked up Fruit Salad Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I love the bright citrusy colors. It's very summery, very springy. And I picked up the finishing pack, which is this fabric. It's kind of the grunge. And then it's got the felt and the trim. But I think for the backing fabric on my pillows, I'm going to use this fabric. I decided to go bold with this choice. If you watched last video, I think you already know what I've done. I am using a piece of Fiberlicious linen, and it's called Peach of My Heart, and it's a 36 count linen. And this is my start. I don't feel like it's much, but this is my start, and I love it. The colors look a little more muted on this fabric, but I think the fabric is bright and summery. I do love it. And I think this is going to look nice on the back. Probably I will use the red rickrack trim on this, even though this is a little brighter red, like an orangey red. And here's the called for colors. So the called for colors came in the finishing pack, and they are Tennessee red clay, cherry cobbler, eaves leaves, hickory sticks, and honeycomb, all classic colorworks. So I love, love, love it. It's going to be so cute when it's done. Very happy. So that is number 1. And this is number 2. Number 2 is the free chart that is on the back of the invitation to the Primrose Cottage grand opening of their brick and mortar store. So this is the information. So it will be Saturday, July 10th. And this was the freebie chart. Really cute. I used the called for colors, which this is DMC, and this I would say is pretty close to the equivalent of the classic colorworks for fruit salad. I decided to go bold on this fabric as well, which if you were with me last week, you know. And this is stitched on 40 count Bryce Beauty by, I believe it's Count on Linens. But that's my start. I am going to make this into a drum, and this is going to be the top of the drum. And then this is the fabric I'm going to use for the side of the drum. And I don't know what I'm going to do on the bottom yet. If I'll use that fabric or if I'll use a piece of felt or a piece of this linen, I'm not sure yet. But I love it. It's so cute. Very happy with it. Colors do show up really nicely in person. I think you can see it better from back here, you know, the boldness of the colors than from up here. But it's going to be really cute, and I'm really excited to work on that one and get it to a finish. And you can see these colors look really good against this fabric too. So I thought it would be a really good fit. Those are my 2 new starts. I really wish I had more devoted stitching time. I have so many things. Okay, yesterday, I don't really have a Friday focus piece right now. I haven't quite picked one. I need to get back to that because that's how I get things finished. I have a basket and it has, I don't know, 6, 8 projects that are at the 50% mark or more. Most of them are smalls. And my goal is to pick those up one on a Friday and work it every single Friday until it's done. So up to this point, so last year, probably the second half of last year through the first part of this year, probably just about a month ago, I kind of went off the rails a little bit with it. I've been doing that, and it's only taken me about 3 weeks to complete a project. So it's dedicated stitching time without being a monotonous stitcher. So I need to get back to that, but I'm also feeling very antsy about getting some of these patriotic pieces done because I'm getting ready to put out my patriotic stitches, decorations, and I don't have much. So that is why I'm kind of like, I need more patriotic. So this piece that I worked on yesterday is Patriotic Quaker. Now I have already stitched this once. I made it for my mom for Mother's Day last year. So she's kept it out. Her decor is very much red, white, and blue. So she kept it out all year, and every time I'm over at her house, I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta stitch mine. I didn't stitch it right at the same time or after. I just took a break, and now I've picked it back up again. So this wasn't quite at the 50% mark, but I picked it up anyways. And I worked on it yesterday, and I didn't, because I was out here for several hours, I really didn't start stitching until about maybe 5 o'clock, which is a little bit later than normal. No stitching in the morning, which is not normal for me on a Friday, but you know, I was still at work when I would normally be stitching. So so I picked it up and I worked on it, and then of course we had to get dinner, and then I had to feed the animals, and then I had to, you know, change the litter box. And so I mean, I was not doing complete stitching, but I am so happy with the progress that I made. Like if I worked on this again tonight, I might actually get it to a finish. If I work on it either tonight or tomorrow, I might get this to a finish. I think I could. So last time I had just this part of the outside of this motif done. I had all the bottom done. I had a couple rows of this blue flower done, a red star, these motifs done, and I think the blue, I think I had this one done, or the blue done on that one. So I added the white motif, and I added the white in here, and I finished that blue flower. I added the white and the blue star here. I finished this motif, this motif, this motif, the heart, started this one, started that one, and added that up there. So I'm almost done. I just have to finish this motif, and there's stars. Oops, sorry. Finish this motif, and there's stars up here, and do that motif, the buntings. There's some more stars, and then this motif and that motif, and I'm pretty much done. So, and it's a quick stitch. I don't know what it is about this one. It works up really, really quickly. I am stitching this on the called for fabric, which is a 32 count light taupe, Lugana. I did buy, when I ordered the chart, I ordered 2 finishing kits, one so I could finish my mom's and one for me. And so I still have the finishing kit, and it'll be the blue gingham, and there is a red rickrack. You can kind of see the red rickrack here, and then a red felt square or wool square for the backing. And then I finished hers really cute with some with a charm and a ribbon and some buttons on the back. So I will do that the same as this one here. Color and Cotton flosses, Stargazing, Old Lace, and Cherry Cobbler. They, in my opinion, they are like the perfect red, white, and blue combo. Just really, really pretty. Okay, sorry about that. I'm looking at myself, and it looked very fuzzy and blurry, and then I looked up and there's like a thumbprint. So I cleaned it, and then it accidentally turned off. So I'm not going to go back and refilm. I'm just not going to, but oh, so much better. That was annoying. Okay, so my apologies for the quality of the first part of this video. Okay, that's done. I mean, not done, but for now, in sharing. Okay, so when I stay the night at work, I take a project with me, because if I bring a book, I fall asleep. If I play cards, then, you know, like, kids come and they're like, "Ooh, I want to play," and then I give them my cards and I never see them again. So, and you know, to be up for hours on end, I really need something to keep me going. And I found last year that if I brought stitching with me, I could actually make it to about 2:33 without any trouble. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so that doesn't help me. So this is kind of where I'm at. So last week I pulled out the monthly weigh-in in March. I need something that can be done well by lantern light, and this week in particular, dimming lantern light, because they did not charge the lanterns. So I worked on this last week, and I was able to almost finish the egg basket, and I started a little bit of the scale, and this week I was able to get the white of the scale done, which honestly is a feat, because they did not charge the lanterns. I had dimming lantern light, but actually I cannot tell you how many times I had to frog. It's not bad. Oh yeah. So now I feel like I'm at a place where I can pull this out in my regular rotation and move it along and get done with it. And that would make me really, really happy. Because then I could put it in line to be fully finished, and I could move on to the next one. I have, which honestly would probably be October, I have I have to finish January. June is strawberries. July is tomatoes. August, oh, August is cute, bees. And then October. So I would probably do August or October next, just because I want to try to get them done for the month that I'm stitching in. I am quite a bit behind on this. This series was a series like a year. It ended last year. Here I am, still stitching it, but no rules. So I ordered it as a kit. It was a club through Fat Quarter Shop, so it came with the floss, the called for floss. I had to provide the fabric, so it is, I believe, a 28 or a 32 count Monaco coffee tea dye, and the chart, and then finishing fabrics. Did it come with a finishing fabric? I don't think it does. I think I picked my own finishing fabrics. Yeah, I picked my own finishing fabrics. And I finish it to go on. I bought the scale, so it's this piece right up here on the back. Tilt this up a little bit. I changed my display. I mean, it's still May because I don't have anything else done until September, but there it is. So I worked on that on Thursday. It felt really good to get that to a point. This particular month, I am so far behind on it from when I started it because I kept messing up and it was very frustrating. And so I put it down. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Thursday, I did not go to work until like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that gave me a few hours in the day to work on a project. And I chose to pull out my Mercy Hopkins Sampler that I picked up in Colonial, Williamsburg. And this is funny because I picked this one up. So like my stitching yesterday went super fast and super quick, and I don't understand why. When I pulled this one out, my stitching did not go quick. I worked on this for several hours and I did not get very far, and I don't understand. This came as a kit. It came with all the flosses, the linen, the chart, the instructions. It is quite a chart. I did have to stop and do some reading because I'm ready to do my first strawberry here. And that is done with a specialty stitch, and half one color and half of it is another color. These are the flosses. Quite ingenious on how they coded this. It's a very well thought out, very detailed instructions. I mean, pages of instructions. But like you've got two colors here and they tell you one strand of each, and then they tell you how many little 6-strand sections you have. So this is part of the problem, right? Because I want to make sure that I'm picking out the right pieces and I'm stitching them in the right spots. I did make progress on this. I wanted to do something a little different, so I started on the alphabet. So I did the A and the B, and then with the rest of the floss, I filled in that line down there, and then I did C and D. And then I believe I closed up this section here and came down here and started over here. And then I was like, it's lunchtime. I need to take a nap before I go in. So that's about as far as I got. There are some back stitching. I think it's like leaves, and I probably will do those before I move on to the next page. I try to stitch everything on the page before I move. I mean, that's like the pattern that I seem to be in right now. So it's going to be gorgeous. These colors are beautiful. They're fall inspired, and I really am happy with this purchase. It's just it's a thinking piece. I have to pay attention. There are mistakes in the chart that I think correlate with the, I mean, it could be a misprint, but it could also be how Mercy stitched it back in the day. So I really have to pay attention. The sampler, the original, she was 11 years old when she completed the sampler in 1800. And it looks like the teacher was, her name was Sarah Shoemaker. This is one that I do want to pull out because of the blended flosses, I don't want to forget what I've done. So I figure if I pull it out and work on it several times during the next couple of months, maybe through the summer, get it to a point, and then I can pull it out maybe once a month and put a few stitches in. No rush on this one, but I don't, like, I had to take out so much of it the last week when I worked on it. I just don't want to do that again because I kind of forgot what I was doing, and when I looked at the stitching, it was not done properly. So like one of her mistakes, I think you can see right here, she didn't line up properly, so she improvised. I mean, she was 11. I'm trying to envision her, right? Like, she's 11, she's stitching, she messes up. She's like, I'm not fixing it. Okay. Sorry about that. It was my husband. We were supposed to go to my nephew, his sister's son's first birthday party today, but he got called into work, so he's been texting me and calling me off and on during the day, and we're not gonna make the party, unfortunately. So kind of a bummer, but now he's texting me and calling me like, just work. Okay, next I pulled out from Souvenirs of Summer by Blackbird Designs. I am currently working on this piece right here. I love everything about this piece. I love the dark linen. I love the bright colors. It actually is a very quick stitch as well. And I'm stitching mine on 32 count charcoal linen, and I believe it's a Zweigart. And I'm using the called for flosses, most of which are Gentle Arts. Actually, all are Gentle Arts except for one Weeks Dye Works. And here is where I am at. Let me pull this over a little bit more. These pinky reds are just popping off that fabric. It's going to be a long and skinny one, and that's okay. So I added the VWXY and that flower, and then I brought the border up on the short end and over a little bit on the long end because I had more of that floss on my needle already from the flower, so I just kind of brought that up. I love it. It's going to be gorgeous. I enjoy stitching on this so much. I knew I would. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for a really, really long time. So, so pretty. I will frame this, and I don't know what kind of frame. I think I love this frame. God, if I could find that frame with that molding across the top, that would be stunning. I don't know. I just don't know. But I love it. Love, love, love it. Next, out of this book, I think I'm going to work on this one. And I think I will stitch it with the red. I might look into a silk, since it's all one color. Probably stitch it on a light colored fabric. Oh, this is Gentle Arts Mulberry. Ooh, I think I have that color, but that is not reddish. It's more purple. I will have to look. A 35 count sheep's straw from Reproductions. R&R Reproductions. It's gorgeous. I love all of them. The only one I'm not probably going to stitch is this one. If I had a lake house, I would stitch it though. I don't have a lake house. No plans for a lake house in the future, but I just don't like the fish. Otherwise, I would totally stitch that one too. Such a good book. I was so glad to get my hands on it, because I think this is one that was out of print, if I'm not mistaken. The colors. So I worked on that. I will continue to pull this one out because it is a lot of fun. And then I pulled out this Patriotic piece. I have the other two made up already. This is Grand Old Flag 2 with the needle and thread. So I have the two pillows on the end done, and they're actually on my mantle right now. And I just wanted to finish that one. It's a little narrower and a little wider than the other two. But those stripes, I just knew I was not going to enjoy those stripes. And I was right. But I did work on this one evening, and the stripes are almost done. It should not take very long to finish the stripes, and then I can move on. I'm stitching this on the whatever. I think I bought this as a kit. I did. I bought this as a kit, and I don't think I added the linen. I think it came with the linen. I think it came with the linen. The linen is Creme Brulee by R&R Reproductions. So it came with the linen, it came with the backing fabric, and I think, and the trim, which I'm not using because it's gray. I don't understand the gray. Oh, here it is. And then the backing fabric, which I absolutely love. And the pillows, I made up the other two. They're super cute. And that's my progress. So I only had like the very bottom row done, and then half stitches all the way across of that, the first line of that wider stripe done. So moving along nicely. I only have 3 more one, two, three, maybe 4 more half rows that go to here left to do of the 3 stripes, and then that part will be done and I can focus on the star patch. I did change my colors on this. The called for blue is Cadet. Cadet in my stash, and I've purchased several of them, thinking maybe I just got an off color. It reads more green blue. Beautiful. Not what I think of when I think patriotic. So I went ahead and I switched it because I wanted a lighter blue on this one. I switched it for Winnie Bee Blue. And I like it so much better. Patriotic without being the navy. I have a lot of the navy already. It's just beautiful. I think I need to order another skein of Winnie Bee Blue because it really is a pretty blue. I also pulled out 930 and Old Blue Jeans, but the Old Blue Jeans is pretty gray. And this one's just a little too dark, the 930. So when I found the Winnie Bee Blue in my stash, I'm like, that's it. So I think by the end of the summer for sure, this will be done and I can make that up into a pillow and move it on out, which will be really nice. Whew. Okay. Last but not least, I am working on the Primrose Cottage June free stitch Friday chart. If you've seen it, it's around. It's really cute. I want to see if I can find. I don't think I have markup on my phone. That is the chart. I know the angle is a little odd, but that is the chart. She's got a little crooked too. It's at a weird, photographed at a weird angle, and it's a little crooked itself. Anyways, I am stitching this on, I did the kit. The kit came with the Valdani floss, which I bought the kit because I wanted to try the Valdani floss because I've got several Quakers that call for the Valdani, and before I invest in the Valdani, I thought this would be a great way to try it. And you know what? I like them. And it's stitched on 36 count raw Edinburgh linen. So when you subscribe to their newsletter, 2 weeks before the end of the month, they put up for sale kits, finishing kits for the free stitch chart that's coming up for the following month. The cross stitch charts drop on the first Thursday of the month. The quilt patterns drop on the first Friday of the month. And 2 weeks before, you have the option of purchasing the quilt kit and the floss pack. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Anyways, this is where I'm at with it. It is moving along. And then you get also, I digress, a little freebie. And this month, the freebie was a really darling Patriotic Heart needle minder. I love the variegation. It is quite variegated, but I don't mind it at all. So you definitely have the lines with that blue. It's not graduated. It's variegated, but not graduated. So that's good. And I love it. I am using Markup XP for this one. It's the first time I have used an app. I figured this was an easy enough chart to try it, and I really do enjoy it. It's a different way of stitching. It saves on printing out paper for sure. some people have finished this in a drum. Some people have finished this in a round. Their dad, Moorman Woodworks or something, he has made a flower frame for their other round stitching series. I don't know the name of it, but they're really, really cute designs. It's like the 12 monthly minis, but in round form. Really cute. But anyways, this I think will fit into that. I don't think this is one of the round pieces that I picked up a couple weeks ago to finish this. I will have to look and see what I did that for. But I do think I want to finish it in some kind of form, not a drum, but in some round framed wooden piece. So that one should be done pretty quickly too. I'm sorry, my allergies this week have been like off the charts. Okay, so that's what I worked on this week. Coming up with the stitching, we'll see. I actually am kitting up a project right now for my husband, and I'll share that with you now. He we were talking the other day, and he's like, gosh, it would be really great if you had a Star Wars chart. He's a big Star Wars guy. If you had a Star Wars chart, I would love one of those for my garage. I'm like, okay. So I started looking, and knowing his taste, I showed him several, and I said, you pick one. I don't care which one. So he picked between two. One, I went ahead and I bought the file online. I'm going to stitch this using the Markup XP. We'll see how that goes, because it is a chart that is 36 pages. Not kidding. I have ordered I think it's a 40 count Verdal fabric, which I have never, it's an even weave. I've never stitched on it before. It's all cotton. So I thought, let's give that a try and see. When I feel it, I'll know if I want that, or maybe I'll go. There was a 28 count even weave at Hobby Lobby, although I don't know how the stitches would work for that one, because it's a big project. Yeah, it clears it out. I thought like several hundred by several hundred. The other one that he's like, I like these two equally, pick one. This one is all of the old cast, the original from the 70s. My favorite series of the movies. And the other one was in all these beautiful bright colors, but half of it long ways was the old cast and half of it long ways was the new cast, with angles, tons and tons of colors. It would probably be really interesting to stitch, but this one called to me more. I'm gonna stitch this. Oh. So when I downloaded the pattern, it gave the floss, and then it gave like how many stitches for each color. It calls for 19 skeins of 310. 19 skeins. And he's like, oh, you don't have to stitch that. I've said, no, challenge accepted. Hopefully it won't take me 40 years and we won't be dead before I finish it. I am excited to start this. So all I'm waiting for now is the fabric. He, for whatever reason, he said, I will buy the floss. So I went to Hobby Lobby today and I picked up the floss, and this is the floss. All of the called fors. Now, when it calls for 19, I wanted to get all the floss at one time because of dye lots, and I didn't, and if it calls for 19, I got an extra one. If it called for 4, I got 5. If it called for 3, I got 4. Just because if I make a huge mistake and I need to frog, I want to be able to do it. Quite a bit of confetti. I've looked at the pattern at the front part of Darth Vader's helmet right here. Quite a bit of confetti. Quite a bit. I'm not sure how to start this because when you look at it in Markup XP, it's 36 pages. So it's like, this is a section, this is a section, this is a section. And I thought, okay, well, where's the middle of the chart? Because I don't want to start and then be off and go off fabric, like not have enough fabric to finish it in either direction. So I thought, well, where's the middle? Well, the middle is right about here, right? R2D2. So I thought, great. So I tried to find the middle on the charts on Markup XP, and I think I found it, but it's so, because it's all blacks and whites and grays and like purpley grays and navies. I mean, I don't know for 100% if the page that I saw is actually the middle. So I don't know how I'm going to work on this, but we are going to give it a try. It is a challenge. I hope I can get it done before I die. Yeah. But it has all of his favorite things from the old. I mean, look, and I mean, every time I look at it, I see something else. Look, you've got the Emperor here. I mean, every time I look at it, I see something else. It is going to be phenomenal. I do not remember where I purchased this from. I did purchase it on Etsy. If I remember when I'm editing the video, I will link her below. So I'm hoping my fabric, it's just left Omaha. So it should be here this next week, and I can't wait, and I'm going to start it. So I've really got to sit down and study it, charge my iPad, do all the things, because I'm excited for this one. Okay. So not only did I buy 68 skeins of floss for this one, with an extra for certain colors. Not only did I buy the floss in preparation for that, I was looking for the Highland cows because, you know, I love the Highland cows. And I picked up some other things. I picked up a fat quarter bundle of black and grays fabrics. Ooh, it's getting stuffy. Cannot be 71 degrees in here. It feels warmer than that. Oh, I wonder if it just quit on me. Okay, there we go. Sorry. A nice window pane plaid. I think these will be really great for fall finishes. A buffalo check, a medium, and then a bigger buffalo check. And then just a regular black and white plaid. I don't think I have this one. And then this one. I loved this one. So I'm thinking winter stitches, but also fall and Halloween stitches would be cute finished on these. So I picked up that fat quarter bundle. Can never have too much black and white checked ribbon. I have the green and the orange pumpkin, so I picked up the white Fairy Tale Pumpkin. This one was $6.49. Their Thanksgiving fall is 30 or I think it's 30% off. It might be 40, but still. I picked up these bamboo skewers. I don't think I have these already. I think that these would be really cute to finish pieces with. They might even be cute, like if you take out the bamboo skewer, you might be able to make these into counting pins. So there's that. I picked up a strawberry plate. And then I found this dish, and I'm not sure what it's for. They had it in this amber glass, and they had it in a clear glass. I kind of see a cute little like butter molded, like butter, like it's a butter dish is what it reminds me of. But it doesn't say what it just says dish. But it's a pumpkin, and I picked it up in the amber glass. I mean, it's just adorable. It was also on sale, regularly $12.99. But I love it so much. And then look, this went in the base to keep it from rattling around. How smart are they? And then, you know, I feel like Thanksgiving is the forgotten holiday when it comes to decorations. You know, you skip, I mean, they've already started loading up at Hobby Lobby. They started doing their rows where they have like the picks and the things, you know, for crafting and decorating. Those are starting to fill in. So I told my husband, I said, they've already got Christmas up in the rafters, like up above on the shelves. They're ready to move into place. They've got all their fallout, so it's staged, and then it's going to move to the front of the store, I bet, next weekend after the 4th of July. But I saw these and I picked them up because you never know when you're going to see these again. These were $8.99 a piece. I think they were 30 or 40% off. I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. So I have my Native American pair. And then for $7.99 a piece, I got my pilgrims. Aren't they adorable? I'm so excited. These are going to be so cute in my displays because I don't have a lot for Thanksgiving. I have a lot of fall, so my Thanksgiving is more fall than it is Thanksgiving, so it's going to be really nice to add these pieces in. Like this is going to be fall, so it'll go out at the end of September, beginning of October, and it'll be out until I pull out Christmas. So I have a fall box, and then I have a Thanksgiving box, and then I have a Halloween box. So these figures will go into the Thanksgiving, but everything else could go into fall. So I bought those, and then the other thing that I bought, I've seen on videos and posts that people go gaga over these crows. They are pretty cute. Well, I found them and I picked up two. So I picked up this little guy holding the pumpkin. And I picked up this little guy who's laying just passed out. And I thought, cute. Really cute for Halloween, really cute for Thanksgiving, fall. So these little guys will go out as well. They did not have any more of the cows. I was really looking for the cows because they had a few different designs this year. And I needed to pick one of the girl cows up for my daughter, but I couldn't, we looked and looked and looked and looked, couldn't find it. So, So yeah, so I did that, and that was fun. This week I am going to look, I want to do a stitch along with the Contented Needle Worker Kim, and the piece that we're wanting to do together is Martha's Bird. This was from Cost for Rise. This was a new chart that I had ordered from Market, and it got canceled in my order because they ran out, I think. So I am going to order, I want to do the called for. They're all gentle arts. So I'm going to order the gentle arts. The called for floss on this is Havana by Weeks Dye Works, and it is a gorgeous fabric. And Kim, I think, has the Havana, and it is gorgeous. I am going to wait. I'm not going to order the Havana just yet. I want to see when I get the flosses in if I have a fabric here that will look just as gorgeous. Otherwise, if I don't, then I will go ahead and I will order the other. I just kind of want to wait and see. So I'm going to order the floss this weekend, and then excuse me, it'll probably come next week, and then I can find a fabric. And if I don't have something here that I like, then I will go ahead and I will order something so that I can get a start on that one. I want to do more patriotic stitching this week, and I want to pull out a sampler. Like, I've been thinking about the Simple Life. I think I want to pull that one out again, make some progress on that. Butterfly Cloche, I'm starting to think about that one again. I really need to put some focused time in on Land That I Love. That one is very close to a finish. I have less than I probably have a third to a quarter of that left to go. I need to get that one done. So I have things that I really want to work on. It'll just be interesting to see what my mood is right now. It seems like I've been gravitating more towards the smalls because I want to get them done and moved out. So that has been kind of my thought process on those. But when you focus on one, the other doesn't get any attention at all. So now I think it's time to work on some bigger projects. So we'll see what I pull for this coming week. I think that's it. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Make sure to share the video, like the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments. I love reading the comments, actually. I feel like I'm forming little friendships with some of you, and I really, really do enjoy them. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy chatting. I will at the very least, depending on where I'm at in my headspace and time and energy, I will at least acknowledge your comment with the little heart emoji, like. Otherwise, I will comment back. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I do my best to answer those fairly quickly and find the answer for you. So don't hesitate. If I forget to put something in the notes below, again, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to update the notes or let you know what I have found to move forward in that manner. Have a great rest of the weekend. Stay cool. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.